when I was working for Chef Joung in Chicago at the Everest. And as you probably know, Chef Joe and Jean-Louis are very good friends. So I believe at the time when I met Jean-Louis, an extern, because I started with Chef Joe as an extern right out of cooking school, and we had charity functions, and Jean-Louis came to participate in the Meals on Wheels charity function at that time. And I remember the first time he walked into the kitchen, I remember thinking that he was just so full of life and larger than life presence, you know, because you read about him and you always, you know, as a student you think about, oh, someday, you know, you have all these mentors that you want to imitate yourself and, you know, walk in their footsteps and all that. And I remember him coming into the restaurant just full of life, and I happened to be speaking with Chef Joe at the time, and of course I'm just a nobody, you know, kind of hunkering in the corner of the kitchen thinking, wow, I'm in the presence of one of the great chefs, you know. And he proceeded to sit in the kitchen. There was a stool in the kitchen where Chef Joe kind of watched over the whole Everest kitchen, and I remember Jean-Louis just plunking down on the stool, relaxing himself, kind of taken back, and he kind of like, you know, had a great conversation with Joe and light up his cigarette, which is, you know, pretty famous. I think everybody who knew him he was kind of infamous for lighting up in the kitchen and all that, and just thinking, wow. Because I found him, you know, to be very intimidating just from afar, but just from that moment, I'm like, wow, cool. And it was kind of a human side of him, and I had the privilege of cooking at the James Spirit House later, and he was amongst one of the people that Chef Joe and I got to spend some time with, and I just remember him being so enjoyed living life to the fullest, you know, just enjoyed food, just had the passion for the whole food industry and enjoying all the things that went with it. So that's just my impression and memories of him.
Okay. So tonight at the Celebrity Chef dinner, will Jean-Louis' memory or inspiration affect what you do?
Oh, definitely.
Tell me how.
A lot of us who spend our blood and sweat in this industry, you know, we call ourselves a little crazy for doing it, but all of us have something in common. It's that passion for and the love of food, and, you know, just being able to please people with your creations, and, you know, just the enjoyment of life. And he totally embodied that, you know, as a young commis looking back, you know, thinking that, yeah, you know, you had this vague idea of you wanted to be a top chef someday, but you didn't really know what that entailed until you saw other great chefs, you know, kind of in life in front of you and just kind of mentoring you all the way through. So I think he was a great example of a person who loved what he did and derived a lot of his identity, his, you know, pleasures in life, all of that from, you know, food and the food industry. So, yeah, he's a great example for everybody starting out in the industry, just for that love and how far it took him.